say congratulations on your new film, Chick Flick.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope you got a chance to watch it.
I did get a chance to watch it. It is hilarious, but we have to hear it from you. Is where the original idea came from, for Chick Flick. What inspired you to write this story?
I suppose some of my own dating trials and tribulations, and also constantly listening to the trials and tribulations of all of my friends in this turbulent and crazy world of online dating. Um, I just thought, well, what a fun topic to explore because it's so relatable. I mean, imagine what this character goes through. I mean, she gets jilted at the altar, plunges headfirst into the chaos of online dating, and then witnesses all of her misadventures go viral. And it's a whirlwind tale, and it's seasoned with humor and heart. But the whole point is that it's meant to be relatable, because there are 57 million people in the United States actively using online dating platforms. So that's a hell of a lot of people all going through this daily swiping, being ghosted, getting likes, getting hearts, getting it's a reality for so many people now. So I thought, why not make a movie about something that's so relatable and also a perfect opportunity for some really good comedy.
You created a quite a cast of men in this film. Just like the journalist would actually ask, is what about the humor of man hating that makes things so funny?
Well, in a way, I think this can be relatable whether you're dating awful women or awful men or awful non-binary people or just anybody. Um, I tell this story from Claire's perspective, but I think it's a story that can be related to whomever you are and wherever you are in the world and whomever it is that you're dating. Um, we've titled the movie Chick Flick so that it's on the nose. We know what kind of film this is. It's a light-hearted comedy, and there is quite a bit of man bashing in it. Sorry, guys. But that's again, it's just from her perspective, and one can look at it from any perspective, and from any gender perspective, because online dating is something that so many people in this world face. So yeah, I mean, I I was just thinking that a lot of the actors that we worked with in Milwaukee were actually not trained actors, and so we did a lot of improv. And what's so much fun is working with someone who isn't necessarily professionally trained, giving them a scenario and saying, look, this is a bad date. It's really bad. Go. Be as awful as you can possibly be. Be the biggest jerk, and let's see how much fun we can turn this scene into. And a lot of the stuff that ended up in the film is actually improv.
I was gonna say your actor's done a terrific job, especially you have to tell them like, no, you're playing a horrible person in
Yeah.
this.
No, I mean, I had some of these guys sort of, when I'd call a cut, they would drop their head in their hands and say, "Why are you making me play such a jerk?" I'm like, "It's the character, it's the role, it's the whole point." But um, the irony is all of those guys are so lovely, and I'm sure they would all be so nice to go on real dates with in real life. But this is a fictional story, and it's playful, and it's meant to make people laugh.
You're right. These are fictional characters, but I have to ask, have you ever encountered anybody as bad as your fictional characters?
Oh yeah. I've had some horrible dates. Um, it's funny because I've been with my husband for a decade, so I managed to sort of just miss the online dating world by the skin of my teeth. And thank goodness, because I'm a bit rubbish with technology, but I was able to write this film based on not just my own personal experiences on totally catastrophically bad dates, but also hearing all of my friends, both male and female, gay and straight, every different persuasion, telling me about horrible dates that they've been on. And I thought, my God, this is so relatable. I should write something that people can truly laugh along with. And so, Claire's her constant narrative voiceover is designed to be something that makes you feel like you could be her buddy and really understand what she's going through.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about Claire's voice in this film because I completely understand how she narrates, and especially the fact that she blogs. Tell us about getting that into Claire into your head constantly, or are you Claire?
Well, I got a lot of "Are you Catherine Black?" questions after the opening of Me Madness, and I said, "Well, yes, most certainly, I'm a murderer, and I have 50 dead bodies in my basement." No, I think when you're writing a character, there's always some of your own voice in it, and I found Claire to be quite funny. She makes decisions that I perhaps as an individual might not make, but that's what makes her really kind of funny. Um, and no, I'm not Claire, but I can relate to Claire and can relate to heartbreak and to the humor and hilarity of being part of that sort of digital landscape of online interactions and relationships.
Now, you certainly do have a love of comedy, because I know I've talked to you last time with Me, You, and Madness. Tell us about sticking around in this genre, because it seems that like it comes so naturally for you now.
I like to laugh, and I find hilarity in almost any everyday situation, and particularly with my business partner Kristen, who's really the brains of this whole company. She and I will sit together and riff and come up with scenarios and come up with ideas and find ourselves doubled up laughing and saying, we've got to put that in a movie. I mean, we just have to put that in a movie. And so much of Chick Flick was based on so many of our hilarious conversations and things that we found so titillating and hilarious that we said, you know what, let's throw actors into an improv scenario and give them this fictional world in which they have to step and just go with it. I love comedy. I love to laugh. But I love every genre of film. I love it all. And we've got a couple of other movies coming up that we're shooting in 2024. One of which I'm in, but I'm not directing, which is definitely the furthest thing from a comedy, although it is a Storm Chaser Films production. And Kristen and I co-wrote a action film that feels a bit like Die Hard in the Desert, but we again have peppered that screenplay with moments of comic relief because laughter is something we need, particularly in today's climate where there is so much devastation and sadness in this world. This movie was designed to just be some escapism and a little bit of joy and comic relief.
Now, I was gonna remark that this is your sophomore directorial film, since You Me Madness, and I was gonna say must have been a relief that that you went away from a little bit of action, but it sounds like you're going back to action again.
Yeah, going back to action, but action peppered with comedy. And coincidentally, we actually shot, or not coincidentally, but I suppose an interesting point is we shot half of this film prior to shooting Me Madness. So as much as this is my sophomore journey into directing, in a way, I directed this one first, or half of it first, and then COVID, hit. And then we finished up Me Madness, and then we returned to this. And so directing Chick Flick gave me the courage to direct Me Madness without the experience of first, taking off my training wheels on Chick Flick. I wouldn't have been able to do Me Madness, and I wouldn't have had the courage to do it. So I'm grateful to this film. They're very different films. Me Madness and this film are very different, but they both have the same kind of air of comedy.
So after back-to-back films, directing and acting, in them. What have you learned for yourself?
Not to direct movies I star in. I laugh, but no, seriously. I think with my films going forward, I probably would like to focus more on one or the other. With Me You Madness and with this film, there are so many fun costume changes, and both characters are such girly girls, and they're constantly in high heels and tight skirts and cute tops and hair and makeup and running to and fro. But when you're doing 11 setups in a day and you're in those 5-inch high heels and a tight skirt, and you're trying to command a set and have credibility and respect with your crew members, yet you're hobbling back and forth to Video Village to review a scene and then hobbling back over to the set. I mean, that in itself could be a really great comedy movie, just about a director who has to face the directing and the acting, because it's a comedy of errors and you're so overwhelmed, and it's sort of hard to be totally focused on both things at one time. It's sort of like walking a tightrope where you're thinking, okay, how's this shot looking? Wait a second, what's my character thinking right now? Hold on a second, how's the shot looking? You're going back and forth a lot. But both films were the best times of my life, the most fun times of my life I had making both of these films. And it was non-stop laughs on set, a lot of challenges, a lot of sometimes tears on set when things were going wrong, or there were natural disasters that got in the way, or we had learned a lot of lessons as a producing company and team, but we certainly love making movies, and we love making movies that we hope people laugh at.
I mean, that is certainly true. And I'm curious, are you your worst critic when you when you direct yourself?
No, there's lots of critics out there who are so much meaner to me. No, I think I forgive myself, because I'm doing my best, and over time your best gets better, and uh, I'm still fairly new to directing and writing, I suppose. But I'm really pleased that I've done these two movies, and I hope to get better as I go along. Yeah, I suppose that's the answer. I'm very self-critical in post-production, and I like to be greedy and spend too much time in post. But we have that luxury because we're the producers. So when the producer's yelling at me, it's me yelling at myself to hurry up and finish the edit. But yeah, but no, we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun doing it. So we try not to be too self-critical. And look, I know that there are those people that are going to love the movie, and there are those that it's just not going to be their cup of tea. But that's true for every filmmaker in every genre.
Most excellent. Well, let me wrap it up with one last question here, and you could answer it in any way you want, because you're in this a little bit high profile relationship, and you could easily just quit and retire. But why do you love this industry so much?
um, I've joked with Kristen, my business partner, who's right there, many times about, why do we do this again? It's so challenging. Why do we keep making movies? God, it's one challenge, just putting out one fire after another. But the reality is, I've dreamt of being in this business since I was 4 or 5 years old, when I used to dance in front of the television in Scotland to Footloose and Flashdance, and I dreamt of being part of this world. It has always been a magnet for me, and not just the acting side, but the storytelling and also the camaraderie. I'm really looking forward to doing our next film. It's a very different movie. It's an action film, as I mentioned, but there is this incredible camaraderie that you have on film sets, and you become a family, and you become a family for a period of time, and then you part ways. And that's, I guess, I'm a sentimental sap in a way. And the other thing I love is discovering people that I really enjoy working with, be they actors or gaffers or DPs or especially ADs that are really good, fun to work with, and that you have an efficient synergy with. And what's beautiful is being able to go back and hire them again and say, "You're back in the family. Let's start over. Let's go again." It's just a wonderful business to be in, and the fact that we get to do this, it's a childhood dream come true for me.
Most excellent. And I mean, you have to come up with more of this stuff, and most definitely.
Don't worry, there's always tons in the pipeline.
I know. I've talked with you so many times. I feel like I'm part of this family too. So
Oh, I love that you feel you should be part of this family. You are part of this family. Are you based in LA?
I am, yes.
Well, then we should be doing this together in person next time.
Next time. So thank you very much for speaking to us about Chick Flick. It's a wonderful movie. I was laughing throughout, especially all the cast of characters that you create. Can't wait till the next one. Thank you very much.
So much. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.